Hello everybody, my name is Benji, and welcome back to Planet Crafter. The reason why I'm on this screen is because we are literally right next to rain. I did a little bit of off-camera stuff, and by a little bit of off-camera stuff, I mean legitimately not much, I swear. I just got a whole bunch of materials from the wreck, like way off that direction, and some Iridium stuff all the way back here so that we can start messing around with some of the new stuff that we've unlocked today, as well as starting to kind of think about a little bit what we want to do in terms of new base location. I also did find 2 blueprint microchips in that wreck, so we're going to go on ahead and find out what these guys both are. Number 1 is a compass, that'll be nice. And a living compartment corner, which will be nice for decoration purposes. So that's really cool. We also have this thing called Biodome, so that's something that I kind of want to look into a little bit. But I really don't want to look into like these huge like Biodome launch platform stuff until I figure out a better location for a base. We also apparently have biomass. That's apparently something that we can do now. I didn't realize that the grass spreader was now a biomass thing. I thought it still very heavily relied upon oxygen, but that's kind of cool. I mean, we can build one of those. That's totally fine. We have enough power for it. It's only 13.8. Okay, never mind. We don't have enough power for it. That's kind of funny, actually, that we don't have enough power for it. Regardless, I think the main thing today is I want to figure out a better place for a base. Because that's kind of what we need. Like, we're way over here, and yeah, the ice over here is starting to melt and give us some more avenues to get places, but I really don't want to keep having to walk like 5-10 minutes to and from different places that are like frequent places to be. Like, we're getting to the point of the game where exploration is the name of it. Finding new resources and new resource caches is going to be our most, like, important endeavor. And having to be in a corner on the map like this and having to walk, like, multiple minutes to get to these different places. Like, this hasn't even fully melted yet. Like, you'll be able to see it's kind of ticking down a little bit. But it's getting cumbersome walking around a lot, and all of it's off camera, so you guys don't have to worry about it. But I'm a grad student. I have more important things to do than walking around a map for 10 minutes and then recording like 2 to 5 minute segments in between those 10-minute walking sessions. So I'm thinking about relocating. I have a couple of places in mind. And I think I'm actually going to leave it up to you guys which one I choose, because hopefully by the time this video goes out, I'll be done with Eric here on Mindustry, and I can do some Exogenesis videos. I still have the Resident Evil 8 highlight video that I need to edit through, so I have some more content that I can give you guys a little bit of a buffer to view this and respond in the comments. Again, you don't have to if nobody responds or not enough people come to a unanimous decision. I'll just make a choice myself. But I'm just kind of gonna go around the map here, empty inventory, and just kind of show you a couple of different options for base location. Also, ore extractor. Ore extractor is very nice. It'll get me some of the more tedious ores to get, like iron and titanium and stuff like that. You need the grill tier 2 in order to get some of the more advanced materials, and that all depends on location. But there's drones now, so once we get to drones, we won't have to do the whole, like, walking around back and forth and all the stuff. So, base option number 1. Let's kind of centralize what I'm talking about here. Base option numero uno is going to be right up here on this ridge. Sorry, I'm just grabbing some material so that I can have oxygen and not die. Right up here on this kind of hill, right here that we're standing on, with scaffolding coming down into these little pits, just kind of a flat surface starting from this current peak right here. We will be overlooking the wreck there, the giant shipwreck here, and a couple of other things. It's a decently central location because there's a lot of the map that direction, but then there's also some map in this direction as well. I don't really want to go too much farther that direction because then we're running into the same issue as the Sandfalls where we're a little bit cornered. So that is option number 1. Let me go on ahead and move my way over to option number 2. Option number 2 is over here by these wonderful little bright aluminum peaks. I call them the aluminum peaks probably because there's a bunch of aluminum in them and they look like they're made of aluminum. I think that's also what they're referred to in the game, so, or on the, like, wiki and stuff, so yeah, by the aluminum peaks. My original base in the first playthrough was literally just right over there, for those of you who watched it, because that's the default spawn, just right over there by that little chip way down in the little pit there. So I don't want to build in the exact same spot, but this is a pretty central area to the entirety of the map. We've got the map extending a little bit farther that way, a little bit farther this way, a little bit farther this way, and all the way back that we came, way over by the Sandfalls over there. So this is option number 2. I'm a little bit more hesitant for this one. A, because it's so much farther from our current base, it's going to be a pain in the butt for me to kind of move all of my resources and stuff over here. I wonder if there's like console commands or something. I might actually look that up if I'm being honest. Just for the convenience of it and for time's sake. But the aluminum fields is a pretty nice overview. A couple of these places will be a little bit more beautiful once we start to get the terraformation process up a little bit farther. But yeah, I'm going to go on ahead and move over to option number 3. Also, really quickly, while I'm on my way over there, look! It's raining for the first time. Absolutely beautiful. That means we are well on our way to the next stage of the terraformation process, which is to have lakes and oceans. So stay tuned for more of that. And option number 3, I think I'll probably have like 4 options. I can't really think of any more places. Well, I can think of one other place, but I don't know if it's accessible yet. And it would essentially just be completely starting from scratch. But with the technology that I currently have, I would just completely leave my base where it is. All of the things that I have at that base would just stay there, with the exception of the 500% golden seeds. I would take those with me, because those are, like, ridiculously important. And rare. But this is option number 3 of probably 4. And as promised, we are checking out the ring. I will kind of go in a little bit. I'll probably go in a little bit more later, but this is kind of option number 3. It's not very central at all to the map. It's kind of on the other echelon of distance. Like, the Sandfalls is on the way that side of the map, and this is kind of the way this side of the map. Like, over there is the edge of the map. But we've got the aluminum fields right over the hill here. There's a little bit of map that extends that way, a little bit more that extends that way. Obviously, all the way over there is the current Sandfalls base that we've got. So we've just kind of pockmarked 1 and 2, and here's number 3. There is something that way, but I feel like it's a little bit more of a ditch, and I'd rather not make a base there. So this is kind of option number 3 with this giant Stargate. Probably just kind of up on this little crossroad ridge here. So let me go on ahead and start walking this direction to get to option number 4. And I feel like I should go ahead and mention this now. None of this is going to be saved, which is why I'm not picking anything up or bothering to pick anything up, because, like, this walking process in and of itself has already been, like, 20 minutes of me, like, walking and showing and walking, showing, all that stuff. There's a crashed satellite down there, so that's kind of nice to kind of keep note of, make note of. And yeah, I'm gonna just keep walking until I get to where I remember location number 4 being. And then we'll take it from there. See you in a sec. So this is not location number 4. However, I find it interesting that I'm only at 1.28, basically 1.3 MTI, Mega Terraformation Index. And I can access this area. I don't think it's meant for you to be able to do the infinite oxygen trick, this whole, like, just carrying around the stuff to make a apartment, which you can do at the very beginning of the game in order to infinitely replenish your oxygen. But there's no, like, artificial barriers or anything stopping me from getting to this place, which you can see the coordinates down in the bottom corner there. And this little location here, I kind of have designated the zeolite fields. And they have a lot of really, really end-game resources in them. There's a lot of these pulsar quartz crystals, zeolite, and osmium. All stuff that we haven't even legitimately unlocked yet. But stuff that can just kind of be accessed from the start of the game just by using the infinite oxygen trick. I don't want to call it a glitch because it's obviously like an intended mechanic to have your oxygen go up in buildings. I just don't think it's an intended thing for the oxygen to go up in those buildings immediately. Like, I feel like that's something that they need to kind of rework and make sure that you're actually providing some sort of power or something to replenish your oxygen, because this just it doesn't feel right. And this biome was added in the lore and automation update, or whatever the insects update was, I think, maybe. Also, this place is open already. It's a little glitched, evidently. But the mushroom cave is open already, which kind of concerns me. I feel like there should be ice here that melts way, way later. I don't really think there's any, like, endgame resources or anything down there, but, like, at the same time, I don't really think that is meant to be open. Or at least I don't think it should be meant to be open. But we're almost at the 4th location, so give me just a second and we'll be there. So here we are now at location number 4. So those of you who watched the first playthrough and the insect update, I keep wanting to say insect and automation, but that's not what it was. Those of you who watched the insect update know this area as where I made my insect base, because this whole place was new. Right over top of the hill there is going to be the crater from the Caves and Crater update, which is super duper cool. That's also one of the starting locations, but it's one of the harder starting locations. Setting my spawn here as my runs out. This is also a neat trick of this whole thing, is like when you die, whatever base you were most recently at, you respawn in, so you can just have a portable spawn point. That's something interesting to note, I should say as well. So yeah, once you start to get to a certain point in the terraformation index, I don't know what number specifically, water will start to flow out of this. I'm assuming probably when you get the lakes stage. So this is super pretty when that does happen, and right up this way is going to be the crater itself, the Iridium Creator. So this is location number 4. This is the one that is on the exact opposite echelon of the map from the other one, the Sand Falls, where we're currently based at. I personally, for 2 reasons, would not like this location, despite its beauty, which is why I'm leaving it as an option. I don't like it because it runs into the exact same problem as the Sand Dune one. It's isolated. It's on one edge of this ginormous and ever-growing map. You know, look at this whole place. This place is ridiculous. All the sand and stuff. Sand and stuff is... also drops my frame. I bet a lot of that goes away. Ugh. No thanks. That kind of spooks me out a little bit. I won't lie. That's a little spooky. That's a little spooky and weird, and yeah, it really tanks my frame rate when I look at it, which is very interesting. But yeah, this kind of falls into the same issue as the sand dunes location. Golden chest up there, by the way. See it right there. It runs into the same issue, but it is beautiful, so I'm leaving it as an option. If there's an overwhelming majority, obviously I'll pick it. If not, obviously I won't. But I think... ooh, there's new stuff over there. I think that's going to wrap up our options for the 4 different choices that you guys have. So do let me know in the comments below if you have a preference. If you don't have a preference, just leave it up to good old Benji, and I'll figure something out. For the rest of this episode, like I said, the terraformation progress is not going to stay consistent because I mainly want to get this all set up for kind of progressing into a new base. That's the whole purpose of this. There's new stuff over here, and that's kind of something that I noticed when I loaded in to talk about Planet Crafter returning for this update. The landscape around here changed, specifically the water, and I don't believe there was ever a hole behind here before. Like, I think that this is new. Give me a second to get some resources. I just realized I'm gonna need oxygen. 1 second. So anyway, now that I have some resources, first of all, the hitbox meshes are a little weird. Also, how is it raining inside of this cave? Hitboxes for the textures that are here are not working properly, so that's early access. I have a new message. Too bad that doesn't really matter. Oh, hey! What are all of you guys? It's weird. Well, it was supposed to be a fun, relaxing time turned into a nightmare. A 5-week space cruise across the lesser-known parts of the universe. They're crosses. I just realized this is a graveyard. Unfortunately, our stupid crew was not able to respond to a seemingly minor incident, and here we are, burying the few bodies we were able to retrieve from the burning wreck. What will happen to us now will most certainly be similar. We're heading west and can see how long we can survive. I would say a few days at most. Some survivors of the Cinitat 2, at least for now. 3043. Wow! This is all worthless to me. Especially since I'm not actually, keeping any of this. But that is rather interesting. For anybody who is starting here, you have yourselves a little bit of a starter pack boost up here in the cave, which is honestly rather accessible to like start out with. Because if you spawn here or in the crater, whichever place it spawns you, I don't actually know when you select the crater. I assume it spawns you in the crater, but I don't know for sure. Then you've got yourself some pretty decent starter equipment, like some oxygen tanks, which are pretty nice. An instant backpack and exoskeleton and agility boots for free. That's pretty nice. It's pretty nice. I'm not gonna lie to you. I wish I got all that stuff for free. No, I had to do it myself. This looks like a cave. This looks like it's intentional. Let's go take a look. What kind of cave is this? This an Iridium cave. It's a nothing cave. It's a golden box cave. Golden seeds are now 600%. Also, that is a drone effigy, which is kind of neat. Good to know that that's back here if I end up choosing this. Like I keep saying, this progress will not be saved. Not to burst anybody's bubble, but this is all just kind of stuff I'm gonna make a mental note of. Everybody knows I have a memory like a steel trap. Veterans of the channel will tell you that I don't. I'm making that up. I forget things quite often. Like nothing over here. The wreck was that way. You can see it poking out. This must be planned for something, because this looks like a big arch gateway that's going somewhere, but there's not actually anything over there yet. So that's probably future content planning. It's usually what devs will do. They'll leave themselves little Easter eggs, almost as if they're commenting their code. Which, by the way, anybody like getting into coding and stuff, comment your code. I have stuff that I wrote like almost a year ago now. I don't remember what the heck it's supposed to be doing. Half because I was a really not experienced coder at the time that I wrote it, and half because I didn't comment anything. Anyway, that's enough nerding out. So this is the other side of the mountain. I'm wondering if there's like another waterfall on this side of the mountain. We might have to come back and check that out a little bit. That might be an interesting endeavor to kind of explore. It's making ghost noises at me. I don't like that very much. This is all just kind of wasteland down here. This is edge of the map kind of territory. Look at that. That is absolutely edge of the map. Interesting that they don't have this like walled in it. Actually get in pieces. This looks like landing gear. It must be upside down some kind. So that doesn't. Methinks I'm not supposed to be all the way up. Yeah, no, definitely. There's the entrance, alright. Let's go take a look! New spacecraft! New wreck, which means I can actually make the title of this video the thing that I wanted to make the title of this video, which is super. That reminds me of the sandworm things that Boba Fett film. I know, I said enough nerding out Star Wars. Stopping there. Gosh, this place looks like this. Wow. Yeah, no, this, yeah, so I said let's check this place out, I think I need breathable atmosphere to be able to fully check this place out. Also probably construction. Yep. What prompted really anything of use in any of these things? Probably. Yeah, tier 2. Yeah, I think this is gonna have to be something that we come back to, or more. I'm already getting lost a little bit, which is nice. This is a big wreck. This is also becoming a long video, so this is definitely the last thing that we're gonna do. I heard this way. Guess I'll go this way. This way. Because I do deconstruction chip. There's blueprint microchip. Okay, good to know. Good to know. Yep. A couple of seeds. Not really much else. Little server racks. I don't. Server racks will actually giving me for deconstructing them. But since it requires something that is brand new. There's another spiral staircase? Are you kidding? This ship is ridiculously luxurious. No wonder they said it was a 2-week luxury space cruise that got completely torn to all hell. It fucking looks like it. Really much good in it, though. Although that is something that I kind of noticed about the game the first time that I played through it, was the loot that appears in the wrecks that you explore and in the boxes that you find out and about within the world increases depending on how late in the game you are. So if you're exploring at the point where I am right now, I don't have that much unlocked. I'm not that far into the terraformation process, so there's not really a whole ton for me to find. The best that I can get is like these kind of high-powered seeds, maybe some uranium, sulfur, and fabric and stuff. But it's not going to give me the good shit like the osmium or the pulsar quartz or anything like that. So it's just kind of boring in that regard when it's in the very, very early stages of the game like this. And then the loot tends to ramp up. Like, see, this is the same loot that I'm getting in the ship that I'm getting outside of the ship. So I feel like that's just kind of something that improves upon as you improve upon, if that makes sense. Like, as you continue through the game, the loot gets better, which just makes sense. So there you go. That's kind of my location, my base locations. I think, in all honesty, my favorite is either number 1 or number 2. I think those two are definitely my favorite base location ideas. Number 4 is a little bit far out, and number 3, I just don't know the area that well. But number 1, and especially number 2, in terms of options, I think are very, very good and can be very fruitful. So let me know your opinions. And that is gonna be it for today. So thank you everybody so much for watching. I hope you have enjoyed. But without further ado, adios, sayonara, au revoir, hasta la vista, das vidania, wiedersehen, ciao, and goodbye. Please have yourselves a fantastic rest of your day. Get some sleep if you need to. Don't forget to stay hydrated. This video is in the bag. mystery noises. And I will see you guys in the next one. So yeah. Later, y'all!